I informed and emailed to inform you I will be speaking.
Oh, see Nathan, what's up? Thanks for pulling up. We're just getting started. It's a little early. The meeting starts at 4:30, but I'm here with your boy Leroy Truth Investigations. Jeannie, what's up? Prometheus, what's up? So this is the current situation here. And Rob, what's up, Rob? How are you? Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. So me and Leroy and I are here to speak about a couple of things. Really, one major thing. But this is the Hudson County Commissioners meeting. Unlike the typical city meetings we go to, this is a county meeting for Hudson County. So, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so I think I'm just going to post this up on Leroy's tripod here. Well, I'll hold it for a little while, but I'll probably just post it up here on Leroy's tripod in a little bit. But I'll hold it for now until we actually get things started. So it should be starting very soon. Take a look around. Board of Commissioners. That Jersey guy. My boy. What's up? So this is counsel to the Board of County Commissioners, Edward J. Florio, clerk, Carol Jean Doyle. Carol is the lady we had to email to notify that we were going to speak tonight. It's a little unusual to have to notify ahead of time. Here's the lectern. Microphone. Looks like they have a timer. It's very nice. What's up, Hawk fan? What's up, everybody? I just fixed the chat settings so I could see messages. It was intermittent before. Yeah, everybody drop a like for me. You noticed, Nathan? Yeah, trimmed it up a little bit. Check out this hat, though. Got you, Rob. Appreciate your support, brother.
Yeah, come work with me.
We're live.
Hey, hello everybody. Leroy Truth Investigations, and I just talked to exceptional Sheriff's Deputy Ruiz. And he's a good man. He understands the Constitution. We've talked before. He told his officers that we have a right to speak here. Do not go hands-on. If any of them say remove them because they don't like what we say, then he tells all his officers, don't do it. Respect their rights. We're here to respect their rights, not violate their rights. Even if one of these commissioners, county commissioners, says remove him, arrest him, and we'll see. The proof's in the pudding. So let's see. It's going to be an interesting meeting. The first meeting we've been at that is a city commissioner, a county commissioners meeting.
Yeah.
Lots of fun and exposing corruption and criminality ahead. And by the way, a preview. And Dave, would you tell them what you found?
So we went to pay a visit to Esther Suarez, the Hudson County prosecutor, in reference to the rape allegations from the women in Union City that are being ignored. While we were there waiting to be seen by somebody, we noticed that there were signs saying that in case of fire, do not use elevator, use staircase. But then we also noticed that it pointed to the staircase, which was behind a set of locked doors. So there is no egress. It's basically the halls of hell. It's a death cage. If anything were to happen, we'd be trapped in that hallway with no way out. So major fire code violation. It is against the law to lock those doors. Leroy has returned several times to follow up at this point to demand that those doors be unlocked, and to no avail. They ignore him, and they have not unlocked those doors yet. So we're going to address the county commissioners regarding that, and then I don't know, maybe some other things if Leroy chooses to. I don't know what Leroy's going to speak about, but that's what I'm basically going to focus on. So. And that video is to come as well. You want to post that up there?
What's that? Your camera? Yeah, put it up.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got a new fancy gadget here.
Just turn the camera once. Is my phone too big?
No. Maybe. Nope, it just... All right. It just fits there.
On the right side is the flip.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned. We're going to mute it for a little bit, but stay tuned with us. This is maybe the first county commissioners meeting that has been televised by real journalists like Full Court Press and Leroy Truth Investigations, because you notice there is no actual old school, actual, as we call mainstream media, they've been called. They're not here. We are. And they have all kinds of plans because I'm here and because Full Court Press is here. Like, oh my God, Leroy Truth and Full Court Press are coming. We need more police. We got like 15 cops here. Look at the amount of cops.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Definitely not. So we'll be sitting around for a while until public comment, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So just to let you know, it's about an hour. Probably we're guesstimating about an hour that the meeting will go on, where they're passing possibly unconstitutional laws and doing things that most people aren't even aware of. The things they pass, the rights they take away, the amount of money they spend on all kinds of frivolous items and so forth. So stay tuned, and much more to come. So I'm going to mute here for a few minutes, and once the meeting starts, we'll unmute. And it probably would be pretty boring. I keep looking over here because my camera is, I keep it there. There's you're right there. And thanks so much for joining us. And please press the like, smash the like button, smash it, get that anger out, smash it again, smash it again.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share that too.
And share that. And share it again. And share it again. And share it again. All right, I'm going to turn the camera, I'm mute for a little bit. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, chat it up.
Okay, we just unmuted here, so we get started. It's now 4:32.
It's middle of the day.
Ah,
With the mask
the
on.
mask on. Yeah. Okay. Bill O'Day is running for Jersey City, New Jersey mayor. I'll be right back.
Okay. Commissioner Vasquez? Commissioner Cedeno? Here. Commissioner Cefelli? Here. Commissioner Lopez? Commissioner O'Day? Commissioner Rodriguez? Commissioner Walker? Chairman Romano? Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as follows. Posting notice of resolution 801-2025 on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board, first floor, Administration Building Annex, Jersey City, New Jersey. Copies of the above-mentioned resolution have been sent to the county clerk and the editors of the Jersey Journal and Star Ledger. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the caucus meeting of December 23rd, the regular meeting of December 23rd, the reorganization meeting on January 2nd, 2025.
Madam Clerk, before recognizing Commissioner Rodriguez and Commissioner Lipsky are changed.
Thank you. May I have a motion to accept? Second?
Second. Luisa Romano.
Commissioner Pontilivski? Commissioner Vasquez? Commissioner Cedeno? Yes. Commissioner Cefelli? Yes. Commissioner Lopez?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Day?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez? Yes. Commissioner Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Romano?
Yes.
The next order of business is additional discussion on today's agenda, and I turn it over to the administration.
Chairman, we have nothing further.
Continue, Madam Clerk.
According to the policies set by the Board of Commissioners, members of the public are asked to limit their comments to 5 minutes when discussing agenda items and 3 minutes at the conclusion of the meeting for persons who submit a written request to discuss matters of the public interest. At this time, the public may address the board on any item on the agenda. Please keep your comments limited to 5 minutes.
Madam Clerk, I'd just like to do the recognition of the proclamation so we can clear the chamber.
Okay, all right.
Do that.
Muslim Heritage Month.
Yeah, Muslim Heritage Month.
We need the date and then-
Here's how we're going to do it. We'll read your names. Please come up give the proclamations to Ajaman, and then after the picture, you can get by the food in the back, you can get the proclamations.
Usually one with the
Yep,
first-
just for the record, Ahmed Shadid. Ahmed El Shawani.
You know, we got a long meeting, so we gotta have them all come up.
Yeah, just have them come up as we call their names. Dr. Rakib Chaudhry. Dr. Ashad Shatat. Hussein Chaudhry. Umar Chaudhry. Musab Ali. Saad Admani. Mansoor Said. Imtiaz Saeed. Muhammad Irshad Malik. Ali Akbar. Adel Mustafa. Ajaman Juwaria. Mohammed Malik. Marianne Riggins. And Dr. Sakiba Saed. My apologies if the pronunciation is wrong for everyone. Yeah, I think
Let's try to tighten them up so we can get a shot.
Yep. That now. Congratulations.
So we got a photo out here.
Where's
So
your brother?
they do like photos.
Where's your brother? Shadi. You refuse. Al, do this way. There's so many. We'll come back. It's easy. What about where's Sam? Akbar.
Let's try to get you tall in the back, short in the front, so we get you in the frame.
Big Al.
Come on, come this way, guys. Get in there tight. Fill in the spots here. Over this way, come on, guys. This way, gentlemen.
Caridad.
Try to get you as tight as we can.
We have another Al. Oh, you don't wait for that. Ajaman, take the picture.
Just give them.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hold on, you gotta get at it. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ajaman.
Good evening, everyone. Esteemed commissioners and my dear friends. My name is Arjuman Dvelia. I am a pharmacist by profession and a dedicated community activist. I am proud to have received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from our former President Joe Biden, as well as the New Jersey Governor's Medallion Award from our Governor Murphy. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Hudson County Executive Mr. Craig Dyke, Commissioner and Chairman our Anthony Romano, and Commissioner Bill O'Day, who is the primary sponsor of this bill. Your unwavering support has been instrumental in making this proclamation a reality, and I truly appreciate your commitment to our community. Thank you for your leadership and dedication. Today I am filled with pride and gratitude as we gather to celebrate the approval of the proclamation for Muslim Heritage Month. This movement is not just about recognition, it is a powerful affirmation of a rich cultural heritage, contributions and values that the Muslim community brings to our diverse society. Last year, I undertook a significant journey across all 12 towns of Hudson County, engaging with mayors and council members. Through countless emails, messages, and phone calls, I sought to emphasize the importance of honoring Muslim Heritage Month. I am deeply appreciative of the warm receptions and open dialogues I had during this time, which helped to foster understanding and collaboration. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to each of you for your support in passing this proclamation. Your commitment to recognizing the contributions of the Muslim community reflects our shared values of unity, respect, and inclusivity. Together, we send a powerful message that diversity is not merely acknowledged but celebrated. Muslim Heritage Month is an opportunity to reflect on the incredible achievements of Muslim individuals and communities throughout history, from scholars and artists to activists and innovators. The Muslim community has played an integral role in shaping our world. This month not only honors those contributions, but also encourages us to engage in meaningful dialogues that bridge cultural divides. As we celebrate this month, let us also recognize the importance of education and awareness. By sharing stories, traditions, and experiences, we can foster understanding and respect among all communities. It is crucial that we continue to work together to dismantle stereotypes and misconceptions, creating an environment where every individual feels valued and embraced. Thank you once again for your support in approving this important proclamation. Together, let us honor the rich history of the Muslim community, celebrate our diversity, and work towards a future where unity and understanding are at the forefront of our values. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha.
Oh, no, can you just tell the two events? I know you have an event next week, I think it's at
Yes.
the college.
Next week we have two events, one at Dickinson School and one at Hudson County Community College. And we are planning a huge events next year in libraries, schools, colleges, universities, and religious organizations regarding Muslim Heritage Month.
If you can, I might give the information to the clerk so she can spread to all the commissions.
Yeah, when those two events are.
Yes, I'm going to share about Dickinson School on January.
Just tell her.
Just tell the clerk and then she'll email.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you told us that Hamed cooked, so enjoy.
Yes, we have light snacks here. Please enjoy after this meeting.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, I need to add a resolution
Yeah, I was
number
just gonna say that.
31.
You want to sponsor a resolution in support of collective bargaining rights of healthcare workers in Hudson
I'll
County.
second it.
Okay. Commissioner Pontilivski. Aye. Commissioner Vasquez. Commissioner Stefano. Yes. Commissioner Stefani. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez. Yes. Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Chairman Romano.
Yes.
Just to repeat.
Prepare for a
policy
riveting
set by
meeting,
the
ladies and
Board of
gentlemen.
County Commissioners,
And
members
we
of
speak at the
public
end,
are asked to
and this is
limit their
leeway
comments
to
to 5 minutes in
investigations,
discussing
along with
agenda
full court
items.
press.
3 minutes at the conclusion of the meeting for persons who submitted a written request to discuss matters of public interest. At this time, the public may address the board on any item on the agenda only. Please keep your comments limited to 5 minutes. Are there any speakers on the agenda items only? Mr. Chairman, I don't see any.
Anybody, any speakers? Agenda items? Okay.
May I have a motion to close, to approve all the items on the consent agenda? A second? Second.
Walker, anybody?
Commissioner Pontilivski. Commissioner Vasquez. Except for which one? One.
You move this thing fast.
Commissioner Cedeno.
Yes.
Commissioner Sefeli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day.
Stay on 8,
Which one?
8.
8. Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Chairman Romano.
Yes.
We have no ordinances for introduction, but we have 5 ordinances for a second reading. Ordinance 1. It's a bond ordinance providing for various 2025 capital improvements and the acquisition of equipment for the Department of Roads and Public Property by and in the County of Hudson, State of New Jersey, appropriating $39,995,920. Therefore, including state and federal funds received from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 in the amount of $4,070,000 and authorize the issuance of 34,215,161 bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof. This is the fixed time for public hearing of this ordinance, which was introduced at the meeting of January 2nd, 2025, advertised by required by law together with a notice of hearing for this time. It's been posted on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board and made available to the general public. Are there any speakers on this ordinance?
Motion to close.
That was quick.
Daniel and Wall.
Speakers?
All in favor?
That was quick. You hear how
Opposed?
quick they close it?
On the
Any
final
speakers? Motion to
adoption.
close. Any speakers?
Commissioner
Motion to close.
Pontilivski. Commissioner Cedeno. Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day. Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Walker. Chairman Romano.
Yes.
The ordinance has been adopted. Commissioner Basleys. Ordinance number 2, ordinance amending Chapter 200, Article 8.11 of the Administrative Code to establish a restricted parking space on J.F. Kennedy Boulevard, City of Bayonne, for Andrew H. Bowman. This is the time fixed for the public hearing of this ordinance, which was introduced at the meeting of January 9th, 2025. Advertised as required by law, together with a notice of hearing for this time. It's been posted on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board and made available to the public. Are there any speakers on this ordinance? I seeing none, a motion to close the hearing.
Before closing the hearing, the original ordinance that was introduced contained an error in the plate number of the vehicle for the individual for whom the space is being given. The correct number is 8836HG. I would ask that someone move to amend the ordinance as written.
Lopez and.
And you all know.
This is a vote on the
Hudson
amendment.
County
Commissioner Pontilivski.
Union City.
Commissioner Cedeno.
Hoboken.
Commissioner Basleys.
Teal.
Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day.
Have been cited for
Commissioner
fire
Rodriguez.
violations that shut down and
Commissioner Walker. Chairman Morano.
Yes.
I'd like to have a motion to close the hearing.
Expensive.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This is on the final adoption. Commissioner Pontilivski. Commissioner Basleys. Commissioner Cedeno. Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day. Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Walker. Chairman Romano.
Yes.
The ordinance has been adopted. Ordinance 3, ordinance amending Chapter 200, Article 8.11 of the Administrative Code to establish a restricted parking space on Hudson Street, City of Hoboken, for Pedro Ruiz. This is the time fixed for the public hearing of this ordinance, which was introduced at the meeting of January 9th, 2025. Advertised as required by law, together with a notice of hearing for this time. It's been posted on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board and made available to the general public. Are there any speakers on this ordinance? I see none, I will have a motion to close the hearing.
Daniel and Rodriguez.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This is on the final adoption. Commissioner Pontilivski. Commissioner Basleys. Commissioner Cedeno. Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day. Commissioner Rodriguez. Commissioner Walker. Chairman Romano.
Yes.
The ordinance has been adopted. Ordinance number 4. Ordinance amending Chapter 200, Article 8.11 of the Administrative Code to establish a restricted parking space on Hudson Street, City of Hoboken, for Blanche E. Fernandez. This is the time fixed for the public hearing of this ordinance, which was introduced at the meeting of January 9th, 2025. Advertised as required by law, together with a notice of hearing for this time. It's been posted on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board and made available to the general public. Are there any speakers on this ordinance? Seeing none, I'd ask for a motion to close the hearing.
Lipsky and Rodriguez.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Vote on the final adoption. Commissioner Pontilivski. Commissioner Basleys. Commissioner Cedeno. Commissioner Cifelli. Commissioner Lopez. Commissioner O'Day. Commissioner Rodriguez. Yes. Commissioner Walker?
Yes.
Chairman Romano?
Yes.
The ordinance has been adopted. Ordinance 5, the ordinance establishing regulations for the use of the county building by the public. This is the time fixed for a public hearing of this ordinance, which was introduced at the meeting of January 9th, 2025, advertised as required by law, together with a notice of hearing for this time. It's been posted on the County Commissioners Bulletin Board and made available to the general public. Are there any speakers on this ordinance? We have a speaker, Chairman.
There we go. Here we got some action here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, good evening, happy New Year, nice to see you all.
Mike, just for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, Mark Bloomberg from West New York. I really just wanted a couple of clarifications on this. To a layperson like myself, I do understand all the legalese in it, but my understanding is that you're essentially, that this is written primarily to address recording in county spaces rather than the full public areas. So if you could clarify that, and then just more generally, how would it apply to the press? How would it apply to recording of members of law enforcement?
This is important.
And does it apply at county parks? Thank you.
Good job. That was excellent.
This is intended to address county buildings, and it's not a restriction on recording. It's just a way to balance the right of conducting business, the right of being recorded.
It's a restriction.
And the right of the public to know what's going on in county buildings. So this is not prohibition, nor is it driven by anything other than balancing those competing interests. The right of the public, the right of the business to be conducted, and the right of the employees to be
What
in their
lawyer
environment for that kind of
BS.
production. I don't know if that answers your questions.
Yeah, for the most part it does, and I don't have a position on it one way or the other at this point. I'm just trying to understand it. And so, okay, so, but specifically, can you speak any further, like around law enforcement, or, you know, and would parks be included if there was a
This
building?
ordinance is only encompassing buildings, it's not
Okay.
addressing parks.
Okay, thank you.
It would if there was a building in the park where there was people in it.
Exactly. I stand corrected.
We should speak on this.
Are there any additional speakers on this ordinance?
Yeah. Full court press, Hudson County. So I wasn't familiar with this
Excuse
ordinance.
me, sir, just your name for the record.
Full court press, Hudson County.
What's your name?
I don't wish to waive my Fourth Amendment right.
Fourth Amendment right?
Right.
So you don't think you have to identify yourself?
No.
This is
Constitutionally,
this
no,
is
I
a
don't think so.
joke.
Unless I'm placed under arrest, I never have to identify.
Can you believe that?
Um,
This isn't, you're not taking place with the rest.
all right, so I wish to remain anonymous.
Public body.
I understand it, and I wish to remain anonymous out of fear of retaliation. Is that okay? Is there any objection to that?
You fear,
Chairperson?
if you fear retaliation, okay.
Here they go.
I mean, I never have to identify myself. All right. I don't wish to waive any of my rights, specifically my First Amendment right, freedom of press.
There you go.
And this law or ordinance
Albert's
establishing
affiliate.
regulations, I'm not really quite sure what's necessary for, considering we have established laws regarding recording or in public, recording of public officials, recording in county buildings. We have a constitutional right to do it as long as it's subject to time, place, and manner restrictions, right? So if we're not interfering in business, there's no need to adopt an ordinance for that. If we already have an ordinance, right? If you break the law while doing it, you're subject to removal. Other than that, it seems completely unnecessary. It's just another added way to try to, I think, take away people's rights of freedom of press. If I'm not interfering with business, if I'm not obstructing anything, if I'm not doing anything illegal, there's no reason to even have an ordinance, because all those are already in place. So that's really all I got to say about that. Thank you.
Are there any further speakers on this ordinance?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations, and I just have a couple questions. Is by a show of hands, how many of you support the First Amendment of the press, the right to record and observe and document the public servants in the course of their business? Just show of hands. Okay, Bill O'Day, you're awesome, by the way. Jerry Walker, Mr. Romano.
Everybody
Danny?
does.
No, you can't speak for everyone. Everyone didn't raise their hands. Cifelli didn't. You hate the First Amendment, Cifelli? You hate the First Amendment? Oh, then you definitely hate the First Amendment.
Well, then you answered your own question. You don't need to answer, you answered your own question. But the First Amendment, as you know, because I know you're well versed in constitutional law, you know that the First Amendment is not absolute. You know that, right? Like, you know, Oliver Wendell Holmes said, you can't shout fire in a crowded movie theater. So there are constraints on the First Amendment. So when you ask an absolute question like, do you love or hate the First Amendment? It's a nonsensical question.
No, it's not nonsensical. It's my question, and don't disrespect me. Now, number two is I hear there's a lot of meetings going on about us, about if First Amendment activists or if people who just want to observe the government in action, that there's all kinds of meetings, how to handle us, how to remove us from meetings. So when it comes to the First Amendment, is there an issue if you're doing business, anyone's doing business, and we just come to observe? We're not interacting with anyone. We're not disturbing anyone. We're not physically interfering. But I have heard there's a whole bunch of meetings that have happened the last couple days. Since I went to Esther Suarez's office, I'm going to talk to that more about that later, the criminal fire code violations that are there. So I don't understand why there's an ordinance proposed for this when the First Amendment's very clear, freedom of press, because this is what you're addressing. We're not talking about saying fire in a crowded building. But we're talking about basic freedom of press. And I hope each of you will support and respect that. And we're peaceful, and we expose corruption. And the only circuses that happen is because they're created by people like Senator and Mayor Stack, for example. They create the circuses. We just document it. So thank you.
Are there any additional speakers on this ordinance? There being none, I ask for a motion to close the hearing. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? On the final adoption, Commissioner Pontilivski? Commissioner Vasquez? Commissioner Cedeno?
Yes.
Commissioner Cifelli? Commissioner Lopez? Commissioner O'Day?
No, we've survived a long time without the ordinance. I'm sure we can continue to survive without putting an ordinance like this into place.
Yeah. Man of the people.
Commissioner Rodriguez? Commissioner
That was
Walker?
Bill O'Day. He's awesome.
Chairman Romano?
Very respected.
The ordinance has been adopted. This concludes the item on the business on today's agenda. Are there any comments from the commissioners on the business of the board?
Number 8, Director Zoom, did you have an answer for Commissioner O'Day? I also left messages for Julio Garcia, the Director of PACO, I didn't get any return.
Hi, Chairman. Are you referring to cultural affairs?
No, for PACO, is that it?
Yeah, so there was an email sent out with all the backup information regarding the contacts and the dates and the emails and the phone calls and messages that were not returned.
I tried to get it to Commissioner.
If you need anything else, let me know.
And also for Donnie Batista, HRH runs SharePoint in Hoboken and in Jersey City, Christ. They fired their chief medical officer for standing up for the unions, Dr. River, last week. So just so you know, when you're dealing legally, you're dealing with they're managing and running the hospital right now. Go ahead, Bill.
One is the, John, when am I gonna get my report tomorrow on the building, on the new courthouse?
We're finalizing the construction report, and we should have the updated report for the minority business enterprises as well.
Because Ron Lear literally calls me every other day asking me about it. And I don't want to tell him to try to come and videotape you in the next 20 days before the ordinance goes into effect.
I spoke to him earlier today too.
Are there any other comments from the commissioners? Are there any comments from the chief of staff or the county executive?
She's here, Jenny's here.
She just left.
Patty McCarthy's on. Patty, anything?
No comment at this time, thank you.
This is the time for persons who submitted a timely written request to address the board on any matter of public interest. Please remember to limit your comments to 3 minutes. We do have speakers, Mr. Chairman. The first one is John Felice.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is John Felice. I'm a volunteer for the American Red Cross. I have multiple roles with the American Red Cross. One of them is working with elected officials and stakeholders in the community. I've had the pleasure of working with my good friend Ed Florio. I was a county commissioner in Bergen County from 2010 to 2016. And now I dedicate my time to the American Red Cross, and I'm very happy to do so. In fact, thank you for your support. Thank you for your service to the community. And in fact, thank you for letting us have an office, I believe, the American Red Cross Northern New Jersey chapter in the county building. I've not seen it yet, but I hope to do it someday. Thousands of people have been helped by the Red Cross over the last few years, whether it be a home fire, an apartment building, or a flood. We are here to do 2 things: to prevent and alleviate human suffering. And everything we do is surrounded around that mission. The American Red Cross is the largest volunteer organization in the world. In the world. 95% of all the people involved in the Red Cross are volunteers. I'm here tonight to say thank you for your support in helping your residents throughout Hudson County. And we are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because I get calls sometimes at night when it's raining or cold. But the colleagues I work with and volunteer with love helping people and completing the mission of the Red Cross. So I'm going to leave a folder for each of you, just outlining how the Red Cross is constructed in New Jersey, and also some of the things that we can do to help in preventing fires, like I was involved with the forest fires up in northern New Jersey, but education to senior groups, and just making and preventing these disasters that happen anytime, day or night. So I don't want to keep you, because I know you have a busy schedule, as I once was a commissioner, and I know the time that you spend, so thank you. Just remember, we're here. Mike Manelli, someone may know of him. He is a disaster program manager for Hudson County and Essex, and I think another county. So you might hear his name. He's a paid employee, but we're all there to support him in our mission that the Red Cross has dedicated themselves to for over 100 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Mr. Felice, just bring the folders over here. and
Yes.
we'll distribute them right
Chairman,
now.
Mr. Chairman. So John, first of all, I've always had the greatest respect for the Red Cross. I'd like to get hopefully your cell number. Last week we had an event at 1113 Gifford Avenue, where there was a fire in the basement. 43 households affected in the apartment building. We didn't get involved to the end of the week. My understanding is at one point the Red Cross was there, and I think that based on information they got, the ability to offer a refuge to individuals in a hotel didn't occur the way that it was supposed to. What happened at that point in time was that the landlord of the building told the residents that they could go to a hotel, and I think that's what was related to the Red Cross. However, there was a caveat to it. It said you can go to a hotel, pay for it, and then deduct it from your rent. The problem was people that are on a fixed income really don't have the type of capital to be able to go to a hotel for 5 days or 6 days or 7 days, lay out the money, and then deduct it from their rent. So what occurred in that building was after the fire, there was no electricity in that building. for 5 days. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Commissioner Suarez from the Department of Community Affairs. On Saturday, when I texted her and told her of the situation, she literally had an inspector from the state get there on Saturday and Sunday, which is unprecedented throughout my career. And based on that, they got an electrician in there, and I think as of today, we have almost all of the units have electricity in them. So my concern was, because of whatever information was given initially, there was no assistance, because this is my contention, you guys operated under a false representation. And I'd like to be able to have information in the future, to be able to contact someone like you directly when I run into a situation like that, because it was really sad. I mean, many of those people are immigrants. Many of them, people had children. There's no electricity in their home. We're literally now trying to get them food, because all their food was spoiled. And many of them, if you're on food stamps, you have nothing from now till the end of the month. So I just wanted to put that on the record, that I don't know how you do that, but in some cases, there should be some level of follow-up with tenants, because you can't trust what landlord represents.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just respectfully respond. As a disaster action team responder, when we go to a fire, irrespective of any status, any community, we're called by the Red Cross is called by the OEM or the fire chief on the scene, and we respond. And what we do is we take every client, and if they accept a financial donation from the Red Cross, we also provide them a blanket, a hygiene kit, and also we give them like a debit card and a certain amount of money depending on the size of their family. We also get them we give them a case. And a day later, or 2 days later, a caseworker from the Red Cross calls up and follows up with them to see about their follow-up needs. The Red Cross, we provide immediate assistance for short-term recovery. And irrespective if they're wealthy or they're not. And so when we go on scene, we don't necessarily concern ourselves with, the super's going to provide them with, XYZ or some, we're going to provide them with that assistance. So, and that's very important that they realize that. But also, if there's a concern, Commissioner, that you have, we will certainly follow up. You can certainly call me, and I'll put you in contact with our disaster program manager, Mike Manelli, to follow up on that case and to make sure. But as it stands, our policy is we get on scene, we do a intake, we provide our the folks that have been affected by a fire or whatever with a financial donation, and then we get them in our system, and someone follows up with them in case of, let's say, they lost their eyeglasses or they need to replace their medication. And we also provide them with a list of services in the respective county, like Board of Social Services, Salvation Army, other organizations that can assist in their recovery. So my experience over the last 2.5 years doing disaster action team, we go on scene, we provide those services, that contribution to that client, irrespective of whether the super says, you can stay in a hotel, and we give them a debit card for a certain amount or an ETF, and then they take that and use it for their recovery. So, but I would like to follow up on that.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna have Corey follow up with you. I mean, in this case, the fire was in the basement of the building.
Okay.
So I don't know whether, because it was in the basement of the building, you then are responsible for 40 units in the building to go to each and every one of those apartments to try to offer that assistance to them. Because it was the basement of the building, but the net result of it was 2 days to get all the smoke out of the building, and then secondly, no electricity, literally until the first units got back on with electricity. I think,
If I may, there are certain levels of fire or classification uninhabitable to destroy, and if people cannot live there, then we provide. If they fall within the category of uninhabitable, then they can receive a donation from the Red Cross. So, here again, you know, we will follow up, and I look forward to doing that, and making sure that you have all the answers.
And again, I don't know all the rules, but obviously no electricity, in my opinion, is probably uninhabitable. When it, you know.
I don't know the details of that, but we will follow up on
Okay.
that. But thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you. The next speaker I have is Tesha Mateo. Next speaker is the Full Court Press.
Hello again, thank you. So, yeah, back to the ordinance that you just voted for, overwhelmingly, thank you, Bill, for now voting for that. Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling. I think it's such a silly thing, because if someone was recording covertly, you wouldn't even know, right? So that's only a law to punish those for recording overtly out in the open. But if someone wanted to do it in secret, no repercussions whatsoever, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So it's really a silly thing, and I think we're going to challenge that one. I know we're going to challenge that one. But anyway, and I agree with you. The First Amendment is limited, like yelling fire in a public place. But speaking of fires in a public place, during a recent visit to the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office, I noticed a glaring fire safety violation. The stairwell on the 6th floor is behind a set of locked doors. This isn't just a minor oversight, it's a life-threatening hazard in any emergency. What's even more concerning is that I noticed this within minutes of being in the building. Yet fire inspectors who are trained to spot these violations must have seen it as well. This begs the question, why has nothing been done? Is it being ignored? Cover up? Or is this business as usual in Hudson County? Based on my activism in Hudson County, I've come to learn that the government here has an unsettling habit of covering up issues, especially when it comes to protecting their own. It's not just this fire safety violation, there's a consistent pattern of turning a blind eye when it comes to holding each other accountable. Whether it's questionable contracts, mismanagement of funds, or violations like this one, the priority always seems to be protecting the system rather than the people. Meanwhile, instead of addressing the real problems, they go out of their way to retaliate against activists like me and my colleague Leroy, who dare to point these issues out. And they don't stop at legitimate pushback. They latch on to the most trivial, ridiculous things to try and jam us up. For example, a misfiled public record request, suddenly they act like I've committed a federal offense. Did I park 1 inch over the line in front of Town Hall? I'm practically treated like a traffic menace. Did my tone sound even slightly impatient at a public comment? Now I'm disrupting public order. All this effort to nitpick the tiniest infractions while they sit on glaring issues that affect public safety and trust. What does that say about the leadership? This behavior doesn't just reflect poorly on individual departments, it's emblematic of a culture where protecting the government's image is prioritized over serving the public. They spend more energy retaliating against those who expose the truth than actually fixing the problems being exposed. And the locked stairwell? It's a perfect metaphor for how this county operates. An obvious danger, ignored or brushed aside, while they focus on punishing the people who try to call it out. Like
3 minutes, sir.
There's no time on this.
The other guy got,
The
other guy got,
before
wait,
me
he
had
got
way-
10 minutes.
Way much more time than
You
me.
have
Can I
3
just
minutes.
finish my statement? Thank you. By choosing inaction, you're playing with people's lives. Locked stairwells can mean the difference between life and death in an emergency. The fact that this issue hasn't been resolved and likely wouldn't have been brought up if I hadn't noticed it underscores a systemic failure. To those in charge, stop protecting each other at the expense of the public. Unlock those stairwells. Fix the building. And while you're at it, maybe spend less time retaliating against activists for pointing out your failures and more time doing the jobs you were elected or appointed to do. Because at the end of the day, the public isn't as blind as you think, and eventually something is going to give. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor, just do me a favor, when the speakers come up, you tell them when the time starts and when it ends. Next speaker.
My next speaker is Leroy Truth.
Hello, everyone.
Sir, before you begin, you have 3 minutes according to our bylaws. I'll let you know when your time is expired.
Can I have more like that other gentleman?
Well, he was responding to an inquiry from the commissioner, so he had given up.
But I'm not sure I can do this in 3 minutes. So number one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here. And the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office must be shut down immediately. There is a fire hazard where you cannot, if you're a member of the public, it is a death box. There are elevators there with a sign that my friend Full Court Press found the other day, and the sign says, "Go to the stairs in case of a fire." Well, the only problem is the stairway is behind locked doors. And that building is out of code. It has to be shut down immediately until they unlock those doors. It is a death trap. And to continue in that, imagine this. I want to drive this home. I went there for 3 days, and no one has fixed it. There are people who would be shut down instantly if you were a restaurant or a bar with no egress to a stairwell. It has to be shut down immediately until that door is unlocked tomorrow. Imagine this. A young mother, a battered woman fleeing an abusive relationship, walks into the Hudson County Prosecutor's office. She has her 3 small children with her, a 1-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 4-year-old. She's desperate for safety, desperate for help. She sits in the public lobby waiting, hoping for justice. And then a fire breaks out, and Esther Suarez, the most corrupt prosecutor in the country, along with Senator Mayor Brian Stack, in conspiracy to kill investigations they want to. A fire breaks out. The elevators immediately shut down as they do during a fire and go to the first floor. Flames begin to spread and smoke fills the room. The young woman, the young mother, looks around for the stairs. There are signs everywhere saying, "In case of fire, use the stairwell." She finds the stairwell doors and desperately pulls, but the doors won't open. They're magnetically locked. Bulletproof glass blocks her escape. She starts banging on the doors with all her strength. Her knuckles bleed, her hands break, but the doors don't budge. Her young children scream, choking on the smoke. She screams too, begging for help. As the flames inch closer, and then they burn. Her children burn. They die a slow, grisly, agonizing death. She dies too, knowing there was a way out. If only the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office had obeyed the law. So I'm demanding you shut her office down as of tonight, and it doesn't open until the lobby has the 2 doors open so that the public can go to the stairwell. They're in major violation of code. Will you all do that? I mean, it's blatant violation. Like there's no, it's binary. It's ones and zeros.
Fortunately, as legislators, we don't have that power, but certainly.
You can call the fire marshal.
Mr. Drummer, like, somebody needs to get back to us tomorrow in response to what's been put before us. And if you don't get back to us tomorrow, then, you know, I don't, as an elected official, I have an obligation to reach out to the local fire marshal.
I mean, it's
the
against
local
the law.
building department. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make any sense if people are not able to access this.
No. And Esther Suarez didn't catch that? It's insane.
So all the more reason why the building the new building needs to be open.
Oh, by the way, and I really appreciate you, Mr. O'Day. You got my vote for mayor as well. And when is the new CEO going to be issued for the building?
I've been asking for that for a while. So I brought that up.
Waiting for that.
Now, also, by the way, when I called the Jersey City Fire Department to ask them to come, the number's out of order. Online, you do a Google search, Jersey City Fire Department. I have videos on my Facebook. I encourage all of you to join my Facebook, Leroy Truth, and my YouTube, Leroy Truth Investigations. And when I call number after number, it's all on my video yesterday, this number's out of order. Call the next one, this number's out of order. It's insane. I could not get a hold of a live fire person to meet me there so I can personally show them the profound violation, because that building, that section cannot still be there serving people. They can't.
3 minutes, sir.
All right, so thank you for your time. And even one last thing, Mr. Cifelli, even though I disagree with you, you at least spoke with me, as opposed to Mayor Brian Stack, who's so corrupt and stands out like a mute idiot. So I appreciate the communication, and this is one of the best meetings I've attended. So thank you, everyone.
Our next speaker is Mark Bloomberg.
You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Just a quick note, John from Red Cross left. One thing that the Red Cross does, blood donations. I have a very difficult time finding places to donate blood in Hudson County. I know Hoboken does it a lot, but like I'm traveling 25 minutes to actually do it. So just if that's not in there. Yeah. That aside, okay, so actually here tonight I wanted to thank Sam Schrader, apologies if I've got his name wrong, and the county for making Tuesday night's public hearing available for participation by video. And it likely resulted in significantly more feedback than if the event had been limited to in-person only. So I want to follow up on my request from last month about making commissioners' meetings a hybrid offering to encourage greater public participation. Work schedules, parenting duties, travel time, disabilities, limited street parking, those are just some of the reasons why a video offering would benefit many county residents. Just think how nice it would have been for all the people who were honored here tonight if their loved ones and people that they've impacted could have actually watched that live. I'd also remind you about my previous request at the same time last month to make meeting minutes available online, as you already do with meeting agendas, so that residents don't have to file an OPA request in order to keep updated. Residents should be able to readily stay abreast of what transpires here, especially regarding feedback from other residents on business that's been brought forward. It would be so helpful to be able to look back and see what's been discussed here. For example, just summarizing what I've said here tonight, doesn't have to be a huge thing, not word for word, but just saying Mark Bloomberg requested hybrid meetings and making meeting minutes available. So I know Commissioner O'Day, you were talking about potentially investigating it. I'm asking again if any of you are willing to move forward on it. And then just two other really quick things, and hopefully you won't lose the full train of thought. One is I emailed each of you last night regarding a proposal about a driveway project in Braddock Park. I'd really appreciate if you read that and let me know who might be able to look at it, because it could save a lot of trees that would needlessly get cut down otherwise. And then lastly, I wanted to publicly acknowledge the Jersey Journal tonight, just for all the hard work that they've done over the last 150 years. And I'm really surprised that it hasn't been mentioned by any of you, given that their last day is at the end of this month. Again, thank you for listening. If you do have any feedback regarding my primary point about hybrid meetings and publishing the meeting minutes, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
A couple of points. As for the Jersey Journal, I was just probably going to do that the first meeting in February after they actually closed. I'm certainly disheartened by the closure, having one time, many years ago, been a Jersey Journal delivery boy. When I was 12 and 13 years old. On the other issues, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we put our minutes online? It's a no-brainer. And can I suggest through the chair that why don't we do a step at a time, which is, why can't we, at least initially, make the meeting available for people to watch? And then after that, we can discuss people that watch being able to speak as part of the meeting. So I would strongly suggest, and I don't think we need to do a resolution, I think the chair would just do it. There's zero downside in letting this thing be available to the public by Zoom. Of what's wrong with letting people watch the meeting at 4:30 every second and fourth Thursday of the month. So, can anyone explain to us why we don't just do that? I mean, I know there are two issues, right? In my world, yeah, I'd like you to be able to watch, and I'd like you to be able to speak. You know, I got spanked when we had a meeting that allowed that. And it went till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got to take the meeting over at 11:30. But that comes with the territory. But for now, why can't we just do the first step, which is allow individuals to at least watch the meeting to see what goes on in county government, and then whatever, 2-3 months down the road, let's have a more detailed discussion as to how we allow individuals who are watching it to be able to speak on items that are of interest to them. So I don't know, can the chairman just do that? Should I put up a resolution and see if I can get 5 people to vote for it? just let me know by the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll discuss it with all the commissioners.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I think Commissioner O'Day's suggestions is fine. That I don't see any reason logistically or otherwise why we can't make the minutes available.
Yeah.
And people can see the proceedings, I think. I guess the second phase is whether or not people remotely can participate. And as Field O'Day, Commissioner, said, yeah, we've had we tried that a few times, and had some bad experiences.
Yes.
But, so, that's something that we think is a work in progress, maybe we can find tune in such a way to accommodate everybody. However, I think the first step, I think it's a no-brainer.
When you post the minutes and video and letting people watch the meeting, right?
When it went public, it got nasty. People had a
Well,
line
the other
calling
thing,
from
the other thing
Germany,
is,
California.
and I think Bill misstated something. He said we were here till 1 o'clock. I think it was about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So,
It was so late, I don't remember.
and many of our speakers were people that were from out of county, that it was more of a national issue. It had to do with ICE and the county's participation in housing ICE detainees. And that it really got out of hand. And a lot of people were here, we could have been here until 3 o'clock the next afternoon. So I think that has to be something that's more regulated.
Yeah.
But I think the first step, I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, we should, look, I think we can figure out how to address what literally is one time in all the time that we did, right? It's not multiple occasions, it was one time on, as you said, a national issue that right now is front and center again, right? Front and center again. So, and but you're right, when people that are not from Hudson County, because you can, once you're remote, you can be from anywhere in the world. So we can, we'll figure that out.
I agree, and I had heard about that as well. I didn't participate on that call. I think the Jersey Journal wrote about it afterwards. You know, there are things that you can do, just like today, I have to sign up 2 days in advance. You do something like that, you gotta sign up in advance. You have to provide your address, to prove that you're actually a county resident, you know, to put some things in place. Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe there's a way that we can allow that, and it's open for discussion.
Yeah,
We can
I'm
allow
not-
that,
right,
and
I'm
have-
not saying
and
solve it
have
this
a-
minute.
Have a motion that we make for people, I guess the word is closure,
Yeah.
where we can actually stop public comment after a certain
Yeah.
number of hours or whatever.
I think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think we'll have to look into the legality of that, but I think that's a way to accommodate it.
That's totally fair. I mean, again, look at Tuesday's meeting. If I could have been here, bad weather and other things, you know I like to show up in person. But we had a really good meeting. So, and that should be the standard that we look at. So, again, thank you.
So let's agree, minutes made public, meetings for now, at least available for people to see them, and then let us take a little time to figure out how we regulate the public participation portion. I think, Al, I think you have the easiest point, which is a lot of places limit the discussion. So they literally limit it to whatever, 2 hours on a particular item that's maybe of a, high, controversy. So, yeah, I think we can do that. I know other places, I know the Jersey City Board of Ed actually limits the amount of time. So let's figure that out, but we don't need to figure that out to start at least letting people watch our meetings. So I would ask that we do the minutes on public and Zoom for anyone who wants to watch our meeting, like ASA for the next meeting. There's no reason why we should.
Okay, thank you. Next meeting, please.
Thank
We
you
have
all.
no
Stay
further,
warm.
we have no further speakers, so there's no other business to come before the board. We have a motion to adjourn. Second, all those in favor? Opposed?
Adjourn. Let's get out of there.
Adjourned.
They're in, go.
They're running. It's a short meeting.
So look, very short meeting. You have a three in the morning meeting every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When it's a matter of a significant public interest, and
They
that's what
asked me
comes
to
with the
speak
job.
with you, so before you leave.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Appreciate you staying tuned in. Who's left in the building here? We got 40 people in the building,
Yeah.
riding it out. Let's see, live chat messages. Just Julie, what's up, Just Julie? Jay, Sean Little, Brandon Mitchell, what's going on, everybody? Um, so you see that they made a law trying to basically against taking photographs in county buildings.
Yeah.
I don't know what the specificity is it, but
They didn't go into detail.
they didn't go into detail, but we got to see the if it violates the Constitution in any way, and then we will challenge that. If it doesn't, then it's just they're making laws for no reason.
Right.
Right.
And they're going to be challenged, and we're going to win. But why are they constantly trying to stop us from simply them being transparent? That's all it is.
Right.
If they have nothing to hide, they have nothing to fear. Simple.
Right.
All right.
And we have our cameras here. We didn't disrupt anything.
No.
I didn't give them permission to record me. Right. Anymore. But
I gotta go. Commissioner O'Day sent someone over. He wants to talk with me.
All right.
So, thank you for joining everybody, and full court finish that.
I'll take this one. I'll take this one over. Yeah. Smartest one here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let me unclip this real quick.
Follow up on that.
Hey, so yeah, you saw how that went. What they're trying to do is no photos, please. I'm very surprised that was on the agenda. I wasn't aware of it. That just happened to come up as we happened to be here. We were here to speak on something completely different, as it is. I don't think Cifelli likes me very much. He challenged me on me giving my name. I thought that was a very silly thing to do. I don't have to show ID. I could give him any name I want. I could have made up a name, but I chose not to. I chose to stand on my principles. But I could have said John Doe or whatever. But I didn't. So it just shows what a silly policy is to have to say your name, because who's to say that's your real name anyway? But anyway, yeah. Shout out to Bill O'Day for being the only one to vote against that unnecessary law. We're going to look into that further. And, being the voice of reason on a couple of things, actually, yeah. Why shouldn't that, they have the cameras. Why shouldn't that be broadcast to the web immediately? Why shouldn't people be able to speak in it? If they want to put a cap on time, maybe. I mean, I think if being here till 1 or 2 in the morning on an occasion is just, the price you pay for public service and duty. That's your duty, right? The same way it's my duty to hold public officials accountable and expose them for whatever nonsense they're doing, right? It's checks and balances. We all have to hold each other accountable. We know power is not going to hold themselves accountable, right? You know how it goes. They investigated themselves and they found no wrongdoing. So it's a simple thing. Imagine me investigating myself and having to hold myself accountable. No, they're accountable to the people. We are the people, and we're the ones that say whether they continue to serve or not. So we're going to continue to shed a light on them and the things they do, and advocate for the Constitution of the United States, which is the law of the land here, and everybody should be on the same page with that. I'm not sure why everybody isn't. I guess some of us have something to hide, others don't. So what are we saying here in the chats? What are we saying? What are we doing here? The 5 elements of the First Amendment. Yeah, I should have asked them that. But 3 minutes is really short, and it went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. They do have a timer set up here, and I thought they weren't timing it because it was off. I don't understand what the purpose of this timer is if they're not going to utilize it. This would be an indicator to me, so I know how much time I have it, rather than just them keeping my time. They could have lit me up, red, yellow, right? Yellow means I'm running out of time. Red means I'm pretty much out, maybe 5-10 seconds. So utilize it. They have a good system here, a nice meeting area. It was a well-run meeting, very organized. I think the chairperson did a decent job. So overall, pretty decent. Thank you. All right, brother. All right. And Leroy's politicking over here doing what he does. So yeah, man. All right, let me start packing it up here. Let me see if I ask somebody some questions over here. I should have asked Cifelli, since he wanted to flex that he's a lawyer, which is cool. You know, that's good. You went to law school. That's great. Salute you for that. But that doesn't mean everybody else doesn't know anything about anything, right? But yeah, I wonder if he does know. I'm pretty sure he knows. But you never know. He's getting up in age. He looks to be somewhere in his mid-70s. So he may not remember some of those things. Thank you, brother.
Did you observe them now? And they're going to 200, and then it's never had a frequency, you gotta change it. If you had one.
And you guys down to tell me the 5 elements of the First Amendment of the Constitution? Come on, this is an easy one. I'm giving you a layup. No? Help you out? All right, I'll help you out. Freedom of speech? Yeah, there you go. Assembly. And to petition your government for redress of grievances. That would be the last one. To complain. To yell at you and tell you you're doing a bad job. Or to praise you and tell you you're doing a good job. Or to challenge them on creating laws designed that conflict the Constitution, when every one of them took an oath, as well as you guys, to the Constitution. So since you did take an oath, it's important that you know what you're taking an oath to, right? Your job is to protect our rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. And, you know, quite often we go to these meetings, and I know you can't comment too much because we go to these meetings and one of these guys will try to get a rights violator and say, hey, he's out of order, take him out of here. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's when you have a choice to make. Are you going to honor your oath, or are you going to, right, listen to what they tell you to do, which they have no right to tell you what to do. You have discretion, right? You have to see, did he break the law? Did he not? And then, but you know, I've seen I've seen the dilemma for some officers sometimes. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's where your character comes in. So I hope you do, if you're ever in that position, honor your oath. All right. Nice to meet you. Take care, guys. And thanks for participating in the questionnaire. That took guts.
The officers here are all professional.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They're there to de-escalate if anything happens, and this is how a professional meeting should be run. Not like the shite
Right.
show in
it's
Union City
night
with
and day.
Senator corrupt paranoid Mayor Brian Stack.
It's night and day. It's not even close.
I mean, this was pleasurable.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, we're matching.
Yeah, we are matching. It wasn't on purpose. This is a pleasurable. It's a pleasure to attend this meeting.
Yeah.
And we don't have some idiot like Captain Bergbauer saying, if you clap, if you laugh. He threatened me with sending me a summons because I was laughing because someone said something funny.
Right.
It's against the law to enjoy humor in Union City.
Right.
With Mayor Brian Stack and Captain Bergbauer.
And laughter is like a reflex action,
Yeah.
right? It's not like
Right.
it's
like sneezing. It's like sneezing. Laughter is like
I'm
a
sending you a
sneeze
summons.
of joy.
Yeah.
Laughter is a sneeze of joy. That's what Leroy Riz.
Yeah.
Laughter is a sneeze of
He
joy.
coined that phrase right there.
So
listen, I wish you guys laughter in your life and joy in your life. I hope you have sneezes of joy all day, every day. We appreciate you guys sticking around through they ran that meeting pretty quick though. I thought it was gonna be much longer.
That was only an hour.
But still, it was a long meeting for some, but it was still pretty quick. So anyway, thank you for thanking us. We appreciate you. You are the people. We're here to represent you guys, and hopefully they will too. I mean, that's really their job. So anyway, coming to you from Hudson County in Jersey City, I'm Full Court Press. He's Leroy Truth. That's Anthony Romano Jr. And man, you look like Bill Clinton, doesn't he?
It is. It's a better looking Bill Clinton.
No,
it's a better looking Bill Clinton here. And that wasn't an insult.
No, yeah, that was a compliment.
Right. In Bill's day, he was a handsome guy.
Yeah. I mean, in his prime.
We're talking about when he looked good. Yeah.
And
so, by the way, also, this is an important update. Is I just heard Brian. When I talk to Full Court all the time. Say, hey, we got an important update.
Stitch, what up?
The latest update is Mayor Brian Stack has demanded the police department supply him 24/7 police officers in his driveway, in front of his house, in the frigid cold, doesn't matter, because he allegedly has said that myself and my colleagues did death threats against him. We never, ever, ever would do that. We condemn anyone who would do any threats of violence whatsoever. We work peacefully, joyfully, peacefully. We use our words, and we wish him long health. We want him to be healthy because we want him, once he's indicted and goes to federal prison, to be there for like at least 200, 300 years.
Have a good night.
In good health.
Yeah.
So we wish him the best. I will give him vitamins. I will give him smoothies. I'll hand deliver them to him in peace and love. I will give him soy milk. I will give him green algae like spirulina, super healthy to live a long life. So Brian, I want you to be super healthy and safe. And if anyone makes a threat against him, I condemn it. Full court condemns it. And we want them prosecuted to the full extent of the law, period.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Brian is a liar,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
paranoid,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's mentally cuckoo on Cocoa Puffs. So he's just making this stuff up.
And Ovaltine.
Right, and he makes me drink some Ovaltine because he's the drama queen.
Yeah, he's such a drama queen.
You know, so
Stop harassing me. Thank you for whoever gave that super chat. I'm not sure who it was, but let's see. I don't know how to tell. It's not clicking. Whoever it was, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Everybody else, appreciate you. And yeah, that was our first county meeting. We're definitely going to come more to those. Marco, what's up? Definitely going to come to more of those because you know, there's a lot of work to do. County, state, federal, whatever it is, we're going to be there. Shout out to her. She won an. I think she got an award from President Biden, right? Am I right? Is it President Biden? Yes. Yeah. See, shout out to you for your activism.
And also George W. Bush Award I'm going to receive this month.
good. As long as I don't pardon you, I want you to get the awards.
Yeah.
But I don't want Biden to give you a pardon. You don't need a pardon. You don't need a pardon.
Nothing. I do good for our community.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
appreciate you. Appreciate your service and your activism. Keep it up. It's important that people get out there and exercise their rights. You know. So anyway, coming to you from the Hudson County Board of Commissioners meeting in Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm Full Court Press,
I am Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations.
and we'll see you on the next one real soon, real quick. Peace.
Freedom only happens if we get involved, go to these meetings, speak up. Don't let them do these unlawful ordinances they just did tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Against the
gonna-
First Amendment.
And we're going to follow up on that one. Believe that. All right. Peace out.
God bless you.
God bless us all. Everyone.